A home doesn't need bricks and concrete to be made, all it needs is love and family. Similarly, a family is not bonded by genes but is formed by love. For any child who is adopted, life is never that easy. Though her new family nurtures him, her with all their love, the space that belongs to her biological family always remain empty in her heart.
Before we begin, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe to our channel, and click the notification bell for more amazing videos.
When an adopted child brushes her teeth with the reality of being adopted, the foremost question that comes to her is, who are my biological parents? Where's my family? This is a chapter from Hillary Harris' life, who was an adopted daughter. She searched for her biological family for years when she came across the unexpected. Hillary Harris was barely a year old when her father left her at the orphanage as he moved into with another woman. Luckily, another family adopted her as their child and gave her all the happiness she deserved in life. Hillary gave her new childless parents a reason to look up to the next day in life. Hillary's childhood was nothing but ordinary, like it is for any other child. Her innocence was a result of her adopted parents' love and care. She was a girl full of vitality and vigor. She enjoyed visiting the children's park and frolicking around. Life was a happy one until the day she had to face the reality. As years passed by, Hillary grew from an infant to a toddler to a preschooler and finally a teenager. Though she was making the most out of her growing years, as she grew older her parents had a rising concern. A concern which gave them sleepless nights. The parents had an obvious reason to suffer insomnia. They could not decide whether they should break the news of Hillary being an adopted child of theirs to her or not. They did not wish to hide it from her. But, how will they tell their daughter, whom they have reared with so much affection and nourishment, that they aren't her biological parents? Hillary's adopted set of parents gathered all their courage and, after thinking for days, finally broke the news to Hillary. They told her that she wasn't their biological daughter but is an adopted one. Hillary was a teen then and could understand the dynamics of the situation. Hillary was extremely thankful to her parents. She owes them the life she is living today and all the luxuries the couple provided to their adopted daughter. However, as she matured into a woman, she started questioning her past, and some deepest hidden lying secrets from her past began to unfold. Time heals all the wounds, and it did the same to Hillary Harris, only for a short while. She accepted the fact that she is an adopted child and moved on in life. She got married to Lance Harris and started living in Wisconsin. She even gave birth to a cute little daughter. But, now that she was a matured woman, she knew that it was time to look for things she had dumped deep in her heart in teenage years. Harris and her husband were busy with their daily chores and stuff. Their daughter was admitted to the preschool. Though Harris was satisfied with her living, she now wanted to know about her biological family. She started her search from an old box that she got from her parents' place. Harris was confident that she will definitely find something in that box. And as she started looking into stuff in it, she grew nostalgic. A lot of things in that box reminded her of her adopted parents. Some toys, old photographs, and her favorite frocks which she used to wear as a child. And then she comes across the file she had been looking for. The file that she found was an adoption file that her new parents were handed over when she adopted Hillary. She finds her adoption papers in it. She was hopeful that this file would summarize the details about her family, but to her surprise, the file did not furnish all the details, or maybe some papers were missing. Yet she was able to find something that might prove helpful to her. Though the file did not provide much information to Hillary, it furnished certain names. The father's name read Wayne Klaus. Not only this, but she also got to know that she had a half-sister from her father named Dawn Johnson. The papers also had the orphanage name from where Wayne adopted Hillary. Would she be able to locate her family after all these years, or was the unexpected written in her fate? Hillary visited the same orphanage again. She could not recall that she once lived there. And how would she? She was only 1 year old when she lived there. Just when she thought that the door to this orphanage would lead her to her family, the doors to her hope closed. The orphanage was abandoned and there were no whereabouts of the children that once were sheltered there. Was it the end or a beginning to the unanswered? Harris could not trust her ears. She had been searching for her sister for years, and when she just gave up on finding her, a woman who shifts the next door introduces herself as Dawn. Hillary rushes to her house and dictates the entire incident to her husband. Was this a mere coincidence, or was it the fate playing its role? Even Lance for a second was taken aback when she heard his wife. Hillary recalls that the lady mentioned that she was from Greenwood, and it's the same place which was somewhere highlighted in the adoption papers she had. Were there some possibilities that she was the woman that Hillary had been looking for? After evaluating all the pros and cons of the possibilities of their new neighbor to be their family member, Hillary and Lance shared a big laugh. How was this even possible that something they had been looking for this badly ends up lying next to them? Harris in an interview says, he was like, no. And I was like, no. And we both said that would be funny if she was my sister. Haha. Though initially, Harris gave over the thought that the new family living adjacent to them could be their family members in a laughing manner. Somewhere she even had this, that maybe there is a rare chance it could be her. After their first interaction, the duo never exchanged words and Hillary was getting desperate to know the lady's surname. Harris was getting impatient. She would see the lady next door watering her plants through the window pane and would say to herself, is she, my long-lost sister? She could never gather the courage to directly go and ask her about her last name. What happened next was no less than a surprise as well as a shock. Harris always wanted to ask the woman, but she never actually did so. She thought that her neighbor would accuse her to be intruding into their privacy. It was August, and on Sunday morning Hillary comes across a stack of shingles parceled and kept in the driveway. When she saw the name on it, she was blown away. It was some 8 months that the neighbors had first interacted. Dawn and her husband Kurt wanted to fix their roof and prepare for approaching winters when they ordered the stack of shingles. It was for them. Harris was baffled when she read the name on the parcel. It read, Johnson. Harris was perplexed when she realized that the lady next door had her surname as Johnson. It meant she was Dawn Johnson. Hillary calls her husband right then and screams, it's got to be her. It's got to be. Lance did not want to shatter his excited wife's hopes again and asked Harris to go and ask about the same to Dawn itself. Will Harris do the same? Harris was scared. She did not want to hear that the woman they are mistaking for her sister was not her but some other Dawn Johnson. Her fear of being rejected stopped her every time she thought to inquire the lady. But then, Harris made up her mind to reach out to the woman. Somehow, when Harris reached the doorsteps of Dawn's place, she out of anxiousness asks her husband that what if this lady doesn't know about her? What if it had been kept as a secret that she has a half-sister as well? Lance knew that Harris won't be able to do it alone, and thus, the duo together knocks at Dawn's door. Once the couple knocked at the neighbor's door, Dawn received them. While Lance initiated a conversation and talked about random stuff, whereas instead of asking the much-awaited question, Hillary kept staring at the woman's curly hair. Harris even stares at her hands constantly. Harris did not utter a single word at Dawn's place. Eventually, after the random conversation, the families bid adieu to each other. Dawn did not like Harris' reactions and was suspicious about the way she stared her. The same day, Dawn left for a family vacation, when she gets a strange message. Harris' entire day was thinking about the awkward meeting she had with Dawn. She constantly looked at herself in the mirror and said, she resembles me, even I had curly hair once, and our hands look alike. She then decides to text Dawn and ask the most awaited. Harris highlights a question to Dawn via text message which she got to know about through the adoption file. She texts Dawn, were you the loyal Cornfest queen in 1983? Dawn had a puzzling reaction. Dawn was totally perplexed. This piece of information was very personal about her and she did not expect her neighbor to ask her this. Dawn replies asking, hey wait, why are you asking that, though she was the Fest queen? Hillary just shoots another question without waiting for a second. She asks Dawn, who is your birth father? The answer was exactly what Harris wanted to hear. Dawn tells Harris that her father was Wayne Klaus. Unfortunately, he died in the year 2010. Harris and Lance were getting crazy hearing the answers. After the conversation, the neighbors realized that they were sisters. Dawn never knew that her father had other children as well. She met him only when she was 18 years. Harris right away calls Dawn and screams, you and I have the same dad, don't we? After this realization, the neighbors who were actually sisters talked over the call for the entire night. They had a lot to share and tell each other. While they shared some laughs, they even cried for the whole night, thinking that they were physically so close to each other but never knew about their existence. Dawn very next morning only returns from her vacation and immediately knocks at Harris's door. She got her sister flowers and carried with her some old pictures of their dad. As Hillary received Dawn, the women greet, hey sister. Since then the women are tied with the relationship of being sisters and are inseparable. The sisters are very happy to see that they have surprisingly ended up living merely 20 feet apart from each other after living alone for almost a decade. Dawn is glad that she is not a sister but an aunt as well. Dawn loves Harris's 5-year-old daughter as much as her own kids. Hillary was overwhelmed to meet her long-lost sister, the family she always wanted to know about, the people to whom she was born. Hillary had all the answers now. She even says that Dawn completes her. She is not only her elder sister but is more like a mother to her. Harris and Dawn inspire all other people by sharing their story. The sisters today are living happily with their family and hang out together. They go for picnics and family vacations as well. They both laughingly tell other children who are in search of their biological family that, go and look next door. One never knows what surprises lie there.